Hey everyone, welcome back to DealTube. My name is Albert Manassian, and following my last video regarding the DELPHI E1 electronic unit injector, today I have one here. We are going to dismantle it together. Okay? So starting with the injector part number, the actuator connector includes all the information regarding the part number and the serial number. So as you can see here. So to start with, we are going to begin by dismantling the pumping element of the injector. That's why we will put it with the nozzle down, pumping element upwards, and we are going to tighten it with an Allen key. Tighten it properly on the fixture of the hydro clamp so that it does not move. And then, starting with the circular pliers, we will use this circular plier to remove the circlip, and with it we can remove the thrust socket. Okay? So then, using pins, we can remove the thrust pad, just like that. Okay? Now we're going to use the compression tool . We have to make sure we connect it centrally on the spring guide. Okay. And we compress the spring until a certain extent in order to be able to remove the C-clip under the plunger shoulder. Okay? At this point we are going to rotate the injector with the plunger downwards, and using pins. This is the C-clip. Now we can decompress the compression tool. So now we can remove the spring guide and the spring. And of course we have to be very careful while we are removing the plunger. We have the ball of the plunger here, so it might fall as well, so we have to be very careful. Okay. If it doesn't fall, using pins, we just remove the ball. So this is the plunger and that's the ball. We have to be very careful not to have any damage to the plunger while we are repairing, because it's a critical component. This is the washer support and actuator circlip. And now we can remove the actuator connector by pulling it vertically upwards. Okay. This is a used injector, so we have a lot of dirt on the actuator connector. So now we have dismantled the pumping element of the injector. We are going to rotate the injector on the fixture with the nozzle element upwards. Now, in order to loosen the cap nut and remove all the other components inside. So, using the cap nut removal tool, we connect it on the cap nut, and we make sure this tool does not rotate on the cap nut in order to prevent any metallic particles to form, which may cause contamination. Okay, we tighten the removal tool, the cap nut removal tool, on the cap nut, and we are going to loosen it just like this. Okay. And we can loosen the cap nut removal tool. And now we have our loose cap nut. Okay? Always make sure the hydro clamp is properly fixed. And carefully unscrew the cap nut because the inner components are also loose. Okay, so that's our cap nut. So we can remove the nozzle now. Nozzle, the adapter plate, the spring seat. This is the spring chamber. We have inside the spring, and we have inside the shims, which are these. Okay. We also have the actuator. We have to be careful while we are removing the actuator because it has an actuator spring and an actuator shim inside it. So while we remove, we can remove it this way so they don't fall apart. This is our actuator. We put back the injector this way. So the inner components of the actuator are the spill valve, which is this one. Okay, spill valve. This is the spring of the actuator, and this is the stator. And obviously on the spill valve we can see a small actuator shim, which is an important component of the injector. Okay, so now what we are left with are two sets of seals placed on top of each other, one red and one white. In order to be able to remove these seals, we have to rotate the body of the injector, the pumping element upwards, and using pins we're going to press to remove these seals. Okay, so there you go. Obviously they are not clean because it's a used injector. This is the red one and this is the white one. And we also have another set of the same seals. Okay, there you go. The white and the red. This is the body of the injector. It's completely dismantled, and we can go to the inspection component of the repair at this point.